Hey everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and Travis Kalanick is pretty much out of Uber at this point. I'm serious. I never thought I would see the day, but Travis Kalanick is definitely moving away from his annoyance in taking Uber back over, and in fact, might even be planning to exit the company altogether. Now keep in mind, there is no story about this, but this little article right here, and you've seen several like this, is very telling. Where the headline is, Travis Kalanick reportedly plans to sell about 29% of his Uber shares. Yeah, let's look at this. So, Uber founder and former CEO Travis Kalanick plans to sell nearly a third of his shares in the company, reports Bloomberg. The transaction will be part of the tender offer in which SoftBank Group agreed to buy shares in Uber, valuing at $48 billion, a huge discount from its last fundraising. According to Bloomberg sources, Kalanick wants to sell about 29% of his stake, and that would make about $1.4 billion. Well, geez, it must be nice to know that even though you can basically break the law multiple times and treat employees the way you do that, yeah, you can still walk away with $1.4 billion. But I guess that's America. And Kalanick, who resigned as CEO in June but remains on Uber's board of directors, currently owns about 10% of the ride-sharing company. Bloomberg sources say he originally wanted to offer up half of his Uber stake, but couldn't because of limits in the tender offer agreement. So, Kalanick stands to become a billionaire if the sale goes through, but the deal is also notable because he claimed during the Vanity Fair New Establishment Summit in October 2016 that he has never sold a single Uber share, and even though he was still paying the mortgage of his home. And here's the thing. So you might be asking, why would he do this? And why do I think this means he's moving out of the company? Because Kalanick has been a stubborn little wabbit, if you will. He's been a very wascally wabbit. He avoids the grips of Uber and keeps making power plays, like Uber's mine, Uber's my company. It doesn't matter if I'm hurting anyone else. I want the company. That's why he appoints board members without checking with the CEO. That's why he stays on the board, even though frankly nobody likes him. He always is going for the kill, and he even told employees that basically he was Steve Jobsing it. And when he said he was Steve Jobsing it, or whatever the term was, it meant he intended to take Uber back over. Well, that hasn't happened. And in fact, it was kind of funny because once he resigned as CEO, I think most of the board members took a sigh of relief and they relaxed. And then they found out he wasn't quite done, so they doubled down. And that's why they've been so desperate to get the SoftBank deal through, because it's the only way they can get rid of Kalanick. Well, now the Uber board members have approved it. SoftBank has agreed to it. Barring a miracle, it's going to go through. And Kalanick what this does is it takes away Kalanick's super voting power, and it makes it basically impossible for him to ever become the CEO of Uber again. So, you might as well cash out, right? And the fact that Kalanick was considering selling 50% of his stocks means he's definitely starting to cut his ties with the company. I mean, slowly but surely. And there's probably another reason. I mean, at 29%, he's going to make $1.4 billion. That's a nice chunk of change. You know what? It's especially a nice chunk of change if you have another business venture in mind. So here's my prediction. I think Kalanick will sell 29%. Then he'll probably sell a little bit more, preferably when the company goes public. You'll probably see him start his own company. At that point, you'll see him leave the board of Uber. He might keep 1 or 2 shares of the company just to say that he's still part of the company, but he will start moving on. And we'll see if his brash, win at all cost attitude, serves him well at the next company. I personally can't wait for him to leave. I just can't. I have no respect for this man. None whatsoever. I know some people do, and you know what? More power to you if you do, but this man has been very, very toxic to the company, and I don't think he was ever that good. I don't even think Uber's success was largely because of his business skills or his attitude. Uber was just one of those great ideas whose time had come, and it would have been a success with or without Kalanick's aggressiveness. Now, would it have been Uber? That's up for debate. But the thing is, Uber was a hit before Kalanick did everything he could to pretty much destroy this company. It was a hit when it was, when they were paying $3 a mile. It was a hit when all they had was Uber Black. Uber was just always a hit. Kalanick mainstreamed the process, sure. He made it bigger, yes, but if it's not making money, it's not worth much. And as we just saw, yeah, it's worth apparently $30 billion less than, no, like $22 billion less than what everyone was bragging it was worth. So, I don't know. Now, will things get better for the drivers? Well, I don't know. I really don't. I actually am almost depressingly conceding that the drivers will probably never be Uber's focus. They will do what they must to try to keep us around, but are they going to improve any of the conditions? No, they're not. So, I mean, I'm going to discuss that in another video, possibly with someone else. But I mean, here's the thing. 5 months ago, this happening would have been like a savior to me. Like, I would have been like, yes, the company's going to get back on track. The jerk is gone. But honestly, Uber has largely been operating the same way, even with him not in power. So this doesn't mean much to me anymore. But what do you folks think? Do you agree, disagree? I'd love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.